Hi, I'm Kathy Vitovich, and I'd like to take you on a tour of Heritage Restaurant. It contains many artifacts of the history of Shamokin. We really wanted to honor that. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the downstairs here. Later on, we'll hit the upstairs, and then we'll go outside. So we're going to start back here. This bar was Schweitzer's Bar. It was an 18-foot long bar down in Schweitzer's Bar, which was in Uniontown, Darptown. When we got it, we had to, of course, didn't have room for an 18-foot bar, so we L'd it here, and then the back bar was also 18 foot long. We took out the center, but so many people come in here and say, wait, is that Schweitzer's Bar? You could get, I think it was great faggots there or something like that. So it's great to have the people recall these iconic artifacts that we brought in here. Over to our left, we have a brick wall. So there's not really a brick wall in Heritage. We actually had this built from bricks from the Fun Shop building. When it burned down, we went over and got literally truckloads of brick from there, and we had to take off all of the, what's it called, mortar. We had to grade them all to get the mortar off, and had Joe come in here, Joe Tomkavich come in, and he used actual Fun Shop brick to build this wall. You can even see some of the brick up there that was around the windows there. And then the lighting that you see here is also the original Fun Shop light. Larry DeKlinsky, who was there the night that it burned down, the firefighters gave him this sign, and he donated it to us so that we could put that original sign there. Matt Levin's little block there kind of commemorates the Fun Shop when it was there, and then the burned sections. Another part of the Fun Shop and the atrocity that was there was that the Masonic Lodge was on the 4th floor. And when I went into that Masonic Lodge, I literally almost fell to my knees. It was the beauty of it. It was amazing. And when I was pulling the brick out the one time, I looked over and I saw this large wooden piece. So being me, I went over and just grabbed it and started dragging it out. And Jeff Tweed's place was right across the street. He's like, stick it in here. So I grabbed this 12-foot long piece and stuck it in his yard. When I looked at the pictures then from the lodge, I realized it was the, lost the nerd, banister. Banister, okay. Yeah, there's another word for it. Railing. When I looked at pictures then, I realized it was the railing from the lodge balcony. And right there it is. We cleaned it up. Look at how pristine this is. And then we used it as a blockage there for the soda fountains, etc. But that is the railing from the balcony. So let's talk about the things up here. We have the Shamokin Biscuit Company. When we first opened, we had biscuits all the time here in Heritage as an homage to the Shamokin Biscuit Company. We have a piece of the Victoria Theater. We have several of those that we're going to go through. And that, again, commemorates the opening and closing of the Victoria Theater. The bin in the middle is from the Shamokin Dress Company, which later became Schroyer's Dress. We went up there and had the opportunity to go through that. And again, it was just an empty shell at that time, but they were using that for firewood and stuff. So we dumped it out, grabbed the bin and brought it through. And then we have a couple cases of Furman & Schmidt beer. Yes, there are full bottles of beer in those 2 cases. If you want to try them, go for it. This piece right here is part of the clock tower, the surround of the clock tower from the Shamokin Mill.
I never knew that.
Yeah, a friend of mine saw it fall. She was videotaping as they were tearing it down, and she saw this piece fall, and she said to the contractor that was there, if you let me take this piece, I'll give you a copy of the videotape. So she took it in and sold it to me years later. Another artifact from the Victoria, and everybody loved the Victoria. They still say today, why didn't you buy it and fix it up? I couldn't at the time. Maybe I would have if it were years later, but whatever. But part of the Victoria Theater are those chandeliers. So as kids, we all went in and we wouldn't sit in the middle because the chandelier was going to fall on us. And it was so large, but the chandelier in the middle was the larger thing. These 3 are 3 of the 12 that circled that large chandelier in the middle. And they actually do work. We got them rewired and all is well. Wow. Probably one of the few remaining artifacts from the Vicky before they tore it down. The gentleman that sold it to me said that he was able to get those 3. There's actually a 4th in the museum. He was able to get those 4 and and a couple other things, but not much, before they took the wrecking ball to it. Here's a picture of the outside of the Victoria Theatre, the actual blueprints, and then a rendering of the Vicky. We even have a Mickey Mouse Club ticket here and some other memorabilia from the Victoria Theatre. Another iconic part of Shamokin was the media. We had WETV, we had WISL, and a big part of WISL was Tom Kutza, who has been in here many times. Tom was, again, an icon of the area, the morning mayor. So we put those up, and Howard Herzog's, known as Scott Davis on whistle, is also an icon in that respect. Another artifact that we got out of the Shamokin Dress Company, or Schroyers, was this great blackboard. We saw it hanging on the wall, and as you can see, it's got February 27th, 1959 on it. So we imagine that all of those lots down the left side, Schroyers, then inspect, then fold, all of the different lots were indicated as they checked them off. And we said, yeah, let's grab it. We got this. So there it hangs in Heritage. One of the original pictures that we have of this place was O.K. Wetzel's Notions and Dry Goods Store. This is the picture that we used to really embellish and put the details into that third and second floor. So we wanted to bring this detail, that color and contrast back. So we went with this picture and brought back the outside of Heritage Restaurant. You can see here that they're standing outside, but look here, there's actually a walkway down. Even the basement here had tin ceilings. So you could walk down, and the basement was also part of the Notions and Dry Goods Store. Now it's covered up with the pavement, but downstairs you can still see the remnants of all of that going on. A big part of our heritage, as everybody is aware, is coal. I wanted to honor that, but it's not all that we are. So it's part of what we are and what we have here. And what we have related to coal is this area here. So you see the Glen Burn picture. The gentleman to the left is actually the welcome sign coming in from 61 from the Mount Carmel direction. The yellowed sign over there for Glen Burn Coal was actually a mat that would lay on the countertop of someone selling coal. And then we have an axe. Yes, it's on very well. We have an axe. And then I had them put the miner's light there on that beam just to kind of give it that look. And then the lunchbox. We also have the F&S, and we do have the crates up there, but we also have some cans and things like that here. And then just other aspects of Shamokin that I wanted to just present and honor as heritage in these artifacts. On the outside of the building, we have two patrons, Sam Vitovich, my husband's grandfather, and my grandfather, Mooch Kashner. I also have some documents for Mooch, because my grandfather, and two of the documents that I have hanging here are the Department of Mines Mine Foreman certificate, and he also had the Anthracite Mine Inspector certificate. Yeah, so here's the inspector thing, where he passed the inspector. Here he actually has your grade for the mine inspector examination, held wherever, is 93%. He only needed a 90%, so he was confirmed in December 10th, 1964 as a mine inspector. Many of the things that he did was he took the equipment that they had for going down and rescuing people. He actually enhanced that. So he outfitted the first ambulance that was focused on mine safety. I have, what are the stretchers. He was very focused on mine safety. I have some of the stretchers that he created that they could go in and fold up and take down to the miners to rescue them from those predicaments that they were in. So again, very focused on mine safety all the times that he was there. And Matt, I have a bunch of other different things that people said about him. I just can't think about them right now.
Okay.
So again, putting them up and bringing a little history to the area.
Nice.